What is up, everyone? It is King Jobber here, and boy, y'all know I am excited. Slayer is home. I am home. Been playing Slayer since Exerd, and super excited to see him back in Strive. So I just wanted to hop in, point out some things I noticed. This is not a reaction video. I have already watched this trailer dozens of times, breaking down every little frame, but as a Slayer player myself, I thought I'd run through it and see what has changed with Slayer and what has stayed the same going into Strive. So we're going to jump right into it here, bring things up, playing it at a bit of a slower speed as well. I mean, this trailer is absolutely incredible. The music, everything, the voice acting, the English voice acting, the animations, it's absolutely unreal. And Sharon looking beautiful as ever. And there's our boy Slayer. Now let's see what's changed here. Going to be breaking things down and pausing it as we go. This is a little new for me doing this kind of content, so bear with me here. I'm not an editor by any means, and I normally talk to you guys live on stream, but there he is in his full glory. Now to kick things off, this is really interesting, right? All right, he's already got his his classic down back blocking pose where he's sitting on the bats and everything, but Happy Chaos is the first thing they show in the trailer. That dash right on through there, you see that. That looks so much like his forward dandy step that he had in plus R. If those of you that don't know, in plus R he could do dandy step backwards or do a dandy step forward, which could actually cross through the opponent at times. They're showing here that it can go straight through the Happy Chaos clone, which is huge. A big thing coming back for Slayer. Following that up though, he goes into what looks to be like a new low option. We'll go a bit more into that later, but it seems like they took away his under pressure and kind of turned that into a little bit more of what looks like his close slash and have given him a high-low between it's late and whatever this new sweep is from follow-up forward dandy. And there's the close slash into J2K, JS, of course, JS, the ha-ha-ha-ha, into the J2K. Now here it is, pile bunker, revving it up. The way he cocks his arm and blows out the smoke too, this is what you play Slayer for. You play it for these counter hit pile bunkers. Into what looks to be a new version of Helter Skelter. So Helter Skelter was a jumping follow-up from Dandy Step, allowing him to cross up to the other side, but he normally stomped with it. This time it's looking like he's going for a hand slam, and I'm noticing a lot of his classic follow-ups coming from this forward dandy. That's something to note as well. But going straight into the next phase, bringing out Sharon. This is probably his win pose here, of course. Love to see it. Best couple in Guilty Gear. The laid-back, dignified vampire, a boy. And there we go. This is huge for any Slayer players. This is massive. 2H had to do it to him. Just like that. 2H now being special cancelable is massive. We see him cancel it into the forward dandy, which is what I'm just going to be calling it from now on every time we see it. Recovers into close slash. Close slash, far slash it looks like. 5H into Mappa Hunch. Classic Slayer movement here. Now, here's another interesting scenario as well. Let me bring it back a little bit. We get the close slash into what looks like a new version of 2S. His old 2S used to be this like reaching for the stars where he would stick his foot up into the air. It was a pretty decent anti-air. In a lot of cases, you saw Slayer players would use it when their opponents are directly above you, or they would just, most cases, utilize 6P or 5P, which was a solid anti-air in past Guilty Gear games as well. But this new 2S, if that's what it turns out to be, is really interesting because it reels you in on block, which immediately sets up the opponent for what we see here, either going into Blood-Sucking Universe, or if they try to press to get out of Blood-Sucking Universe, then something like going into Dandy Step for the high-low, or, the Pile Bunker with Punish, is going to be pretty potent, I believe. But we see new Blood-Sucking Universe, right into Dandy forward. It's late for the Universe. The Universe counter hit. Slayer's big thing when it comes to his bite, how it differs from Nago, is that whenever he hits you with Blood-Sucking Universe, his next hit is a guaranteed counter hit, right? So that leads to some massive damage, and then putting the extra flare on it where it says Universe in the back, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. This character is looking so stylish now. This is also another big thing. This is the thing that a lot of people I see have been kind of discussing about here. So if you weren't aware of how Slayer worked in past Guilty Gear games, he could backdash cancel. So backdash canceling, to keep it short and sweet, is he could cancel his backdash or his forward dash into jumping frames, right? So he could jump out of his dash, but he could cancel the startup of the jumping frames into a special move, which allowed him to transfer some invincibility to that special move. most cases done in backdash to avoid a lot of scenarios, because backdash is frame 1 invincible in Guilty Gear. At least in Guilty Gear Exeter was for Slayer. So we see the backdash to avoid the overhead here from Batman. But then he comes in with this strange move that almost looks like a grounded version of JH. So if we rewind it back and even slow it down just a little bit more, or you can even see it here, when he comes in, he's coming in already in the startup of whatever attack this is. And then he immediately follows it up with 5K, classic 5K, into Mappa Hunch. So it seems like they've kind of repurposed his backdash cancel into some form of a counter. That's what it seems to be, which is interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out. But then, of course, the snap of the fingers, comboing 2H here into Super Mappa Hunch, blowing out of the close. This is some Biscuit Oliva stuff for my Baki fans out there, where the close just stay in place. And then we see close slash, 2H, into this brand new Bite Super, where he immediately goes young, which is interesting because there was an interview, I wonder if it was at EVO last year or EVO Japan last year, something where Daisuke was mentioning how they wanted to do a young mechanic with Slayer, but it just didn't pan out. So this seems to be remnants of that, at least in his super, and then he charges up his fist, goes for something. I'm hoping it's Big Bang Upper, knocks you straight into the stratosphere and recites a haiku. That would be beautiful, but that's basically a rundown. A few things that I noticed there. Slayer is keeping a lot of his toolkit from Exert. We haven't seen 2K, we haven't seen 6P, and we haven't seen 6H. Those are some of the big things that we have not seen from him. 5P as well, right? Those are some pretty key normals, especially 6H included. That was so good as an anti-or chasing down backdashes. So I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out, and I'm really interested to see what exactly the difference is or the change-up is with this forward dandy step and the backwards dandy step. But just wanted to put out this quick little video, guys. Again, I'm not really much of a content creator, but Slayer has gotten me so excited that I just wanted to jump in and share the things that I noticed. So thank you for tuning in and watching, and I'll see you next time, and definitely see you on TNS to talk more about Slayer. See ya.